Good morning, everybody. Or should I say good afternoon, and welcome to the Phee Smee Show with Manly Mark. As always, I'm the host, Manly Mark. Riding shotgun is Phee Smee. Phee, how's it going, brother?
Man, I am having a beautiful day, rocking and rolling. It's gorgeous outside. I'm here to tell you around 50 degrees.
It's a little too chilly for it'd be a good hiking day, other than when you get to that hiking, it's great in the sun, but when you're in the shade, it's a little chilly.
Well, that's that time of year.
Yeah.
You look good.
What do you
got
mean?
your deadgum blue jean jacket on. You look like you're dressed for the weather.
Well, yeah. I mean, the only reason I don't have a warmer coat on is because I left it in my brother's truck last time I went to see him, so it's just stuck there. So all I got is this jean jacket that I've had for almost 10 years. So it's like you always talk about how I'm dressed up, but it's like these are my scumbag clothes, man.
I like the 10-year-old denim jacket.
These are my scumbag clothes.
Well, you're a scumbag.
I am a scumbag, but what can you say? Sometimes you got to do a little scumbaggery.
Folks, we are glad to have Manly Mark here today. I'm here to tell you right now, he's ready to rock and roll with some news from around the world and at home. So let's start talking about the United States of America and the California governor and the court systems not allowing the National Guard into California.
Well, are they not?
They are not.
Why not?
They are just going to continue to play that legalistic game until it gets to a certain court, and then it will all be over, and they will go and deploy the National Guard.
Well, how do they even have the right? Wasn't the Civil War fought over state right versus federal rights?
Yes, but a constitutionalized republic during wartime is very broad when it comes to the
Well, you say
executive
during
branch.
wartime. We're not actually in a state of war, are we?
We will be very shortly.
But Congress hasn't actually declared war on anybody.
No, not yet.
Which, in fact, is how they got around all these Middle Eastern wars, is because the same thing as what's happening in Ukraine. Military intervention. A special military operation. It's like, well, they just circumnavigate the will of the American people. I mean, that's the whole point of these Middle Eastern wars. Turn that noise off, Phee. Turn it off!
I do it all the time, folks.
Yeah, I know it, but I'm not hating.
I turn it off, and then I get off the air, and I don't turn it back on.
Well, but if you just keep it off all the time, what's the hurt? My noise is never on.
Again, that's different for me.
What do you mean?
I actually have the phone to be able to communicate. So you use the phone for information and entertainment.
Yeah, because constant communication is poison in the hands of the regular person. In the sense of, if Phee was sitting here texting somebody, I could be carrying on for 2 minutes, and he's not hearing a single word I'm saying. So in retrospect, or in reality, you're ignoring the person you're sitting 2 feet away from to communicate with someone that's not even in the same area.
That's right.
How foolish is that?
And I don't do that.
Well, no, I mean, I just use that as an example.
But people do. I remember when phones were used just for phones.
I hate them. I hate them,
But now,
man.
young people are spending over 4 hours a day on that phone.
4 hours? I'd probably spend more.
Well, the United States Senate right now is trying to figure out how they can prohibit these 13 and 14-year-olds entering contracts with these folks and being.
It's not going to work.
No, it's not going to work.
I mean, you give.
But 4 hours a day, let's say that's conservative. Would you say it's conservative?
Yeah, probably.
They're even 24 hours a day. If you sleep 8 and you're on your phones 4, that's 12. How about working 8 hours? That gives you 4 hours for the rest of the day.
Lord knows I hate working.
I know you do. You'd rather be out hiking.
Hiking or being on air with you folks.
Oh, that would be fantastic. 24/7. Can you just see a Mark marathon?
Well, Alex Jones does 4 hours a day. I'd love to have enough content stacked on my desk to be like, folks, we're going on from 11 to whatever 4 hours is up to 3, and we're talking everything and we're getting callers, we're getting commenters, we're getting everybody. I would love that.
Sure. I would too. And I didn't even know who Alex Jones was, folks, before Manly Mark started hanging out with me a year ago. Now I can tell you that he's very educated, and he's been doing this a long time. He's successful. He's very well known in certain circles, and I have to tell you that he's ahead of the curve.
He's not just well known in certain circles. He's well known to everybody. It's like Phee Smee, the guy who had the vision from the Lord, doesn't even know who Alex Jones is. Come on. Come on now.
Goes to show you I didn't play in this arena, this sandbox.
Who's this gray hair from that's long?
Probably mine.
Oh, yeah. You're probably right.
I do appreciate the opportunity to do business with you. It took me an hour and a half to get all these flies out here that he brought in a couple of months ago.
I brought them in, or did your dog's piss bring them in?
I don't know about that. I think it was you. I think it was your pet flies that started coming and congregating here, like your pet mice were at a certain point.
Yeah, I was the homeless man with a home.
The homeless man with a home, sharing his food with the rats.
We made a treaty and a pact signed by me and the Rat King that if I left a pile of rice out for these mice to enjoy, that they would not congregate where I move. And they broke the treaty, and it became a genocide.
And you eliminated a lot of them.
I eliminated a lot of them, but
they also eliminated a lot of your food.
Yeah, a lot of my food and a lot of my, I don't want to say peace, because it just became part and parcel, in the sense of, hey, I see 7 or 8 mice run by, don't think nothing about it. But once I start putting my boots on in the morning, go to work, and there's mice in my boots, that's where I draw the line. Once I start laying my head in my bed and hearing and feeling them go by my face and the back of my head in the nighttime, no sir, says I.
Well, you made a covenant with the Rat King. He broke the covenant, and to tell the truth, they ran you out of the place.
No, they didn't run me out of the place. I just got married and had to start living normal life, which, I love being married. I love my wife, love my family, but man,
you miss those.
I miss living in squalor. Like if I could, I can't live in squalor with my wife and kids, but just it almost tempers you like a piece of metal. You temper the metal. It's like, hey, this isn't ideal, but this is only making me a better person in some weird, twisted kind of way. I just, my standards of living are so low that any amount of standard of living is good for me. You know?
Didn't you tell me that you went one winter taking cold showers every day?
Yeah, I went one winter. Yeah. Like the silly thing is my hot water heater worked in the summertime. I'd get warm showers in the summer when I didn't need it. But then winter, just cold, cold, cold. I'd wake up every morning, take that shower. Cold. Like even 22 degrees outside. That water, cold, cold, cold. Cold, 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 man.
Well, cold showers are good for your body, especially if you can go a minute with a cold shower in the morning.
Oh, I had that long hair down to my nips at that point, so having to wash that hair is just like, Lord, take me now. Take me now. Give up the ghost. Oh, because you wake up cold. You get in the shower cold. The only solace was getting in my truck from home to work. But, it was what it was.
It was what it was. I wonder how many of those folks in Russia and Ukraine now are sleeping without electricity. And
not that bad. Honestly, they can try to gripe and complain. I've done it. It's not that bad. You get a kerosene lantern. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I mean, it's unideal, but it's
unideal for sure.
But it's not life or death. It's not life or death at all. It's not.
Well, if you're over in certain parts of Siberia.
Well, but that's a whole different story, though. That's a whole different story.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then, of course, they're trying to talk about a little peace over there. And President Trump says that the European leaders are weak, and Zelensky needs to sign the peace plan. And Zelensky
he won't do it.
He won't do it.
I mean, just listen to his last name, Zelensky.
And he also said that he'll hold elections within 60 days.
He ain't doing it.
I don't think he'll do that either.
No,
But I do think it's funny that Ukraine is not in NATO.
Well, but that's because if Ukraine joins NATO, then it'll be all-out war between Europe and Russia, which It already is. You've already had American soldiers die in Ukraine.
That's true.
No one's talking about it. No one's reporting it. I talked to the father of one of these soldiers
a year or 2 years ago.
a year and a half ago, who said that Tom Cotton came to his house to tell him that his son was killed in a plane crash, or a helicopter crash in Eastern Europe, when America was not supposed to have a presence in Eastern Europe. Like, this man told me himself. Said that it was on his son was a Navy SEAL. It was his last combat mission, or one of his last combat missions, and he was going to retire from the military, come home and be in the medical, owning hospitals or running hospital business with his father. I still remember the last name. I'm not going to say it, just, because I'm not, but it was a very memorable last name. But, that guy literally said his son was part of the Navy SEALs, and this guy was like in his 80s, so I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily trust folks in their 80s more than I do not in their 80s, but he had no reason to lie to me. But some random salesperson coming to his house about overpriced gutters and gutter protection, but I knew the right things to ask, and he told me.
You normally know the right things to ask. Anytime you're in an environment with new people, they must think you're strange with the knowledge that you have on so many different subjects.
Well, but the thing is, I don't know the things I need to know until I need to know them. Does it make sense? Like, if you sat here and asked me, hey, tell me everything you know. Oh, Phee, I don't know nothing. But if you bring something up, I can talk about anything.
Well, we can certainly talk about weather manipulation, because I knew nothing about it, didn't believe in it, and now I am absolutely convinced that it is real, and they're using it as a weapon.
Well, what has got you so sure about that since the last time I've seen you?
Well, the math and science work for it, but more than importantly is when you look at it from the scriptures talking about all types of natural disasters in the end coming, and I just pay attention now to all the earthquakes, all the volcano eruptions, all the flooding, all the tsunamis. It's daily.
Yeah, it is daily, but that is also in part, and as we discussed before we came on air, that is also in part because of the cylindrical nature in which the Earth and the Sun go through. The Sun's been doing some crazy things in the last year, 6 months, which has an effect on the ionosphere, which has an effect on the magnetic field on Earth. And, we're being affected now by a whole lot of solar activity, along with the geoengineering, weather manipulation. It all goes in tandem, in a sense, whether it's because they're trying to cover up the craziness that's happening with the sun, or they're just trying to outright, it's, weather wars. Donald Trump asked during his first term if all these hurricanes that were afflicting the east coast of America was China's doing. And it's like, well, it might be. It probably is, because, during Trump's first administration, there were terrible, terrible hurricanes. I can say hurricanes, but it sounds funner to say hurricanes. But during the Joe Biden era, it was pretty mild, because they have the ability, they have the science and math, as you said, to affect weather patterns, directions of hurricanes, how severe they are. It's all math and science, man.
Well, it's something that I was unaware of, never had thought about until over a year ago now in November, since I met you and you started talking about such outrageous things that I now realize as being facts. And although they seem strange to most folks out there that work and are trying to, provide for their families, love, have some hobbies, they're busy, and they're just unaware that the math and science make that a reality, just like the directed energy.
Oh, yeah. It's just like Star Wars, those lasers they shoot from their little blasters. Pew, pew, pew. The only difference is you can't see them.
Right, that's the light ray is fake. You wouldn't be able to see it.
No, I mean, like, it's just part and parcel of military operations now for directed energy weapons. Or the Havana sickness, how you had a whole bunch of, I don't know if it was American diplomats get sick when they were over in Cuba with an unexplainable sickness. Directed energy weapons, man. I mean, or like the Maui fires. Hey, everything burned to a crisp. Even the cars melted to the pavement. That doesn't happen with normal wildfires or just fires. Like these houses were burnt down to the foundation.
It's incinerated.
Incinerated, yeah. Like people inside of their cars just completely incinerated. Anything without a blue roof or a blue car.
Yeah, and explain to me why the blue roof and all the blue cars, why people from space want to have that blue.
Well, I can't tell you.
Okay.
No, I can. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with choice. It's not like they're saying, let's spare the blue stuff.
No,
it has to do with the way that certain colors absorb or reflect light. It just, whatever is going on with that, a certain shade of blue or blue is just less affected by these types of directed energy weapons. So, I mean, it's just that simple. It's just like, even when all that happened, I'd see videos of people with lasers burning fabrics, green fabric, bzz, red fabric, bzz, blue fabric. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know the science because I'm a very in general type of, you can give me all the knowledge I can right now. I don't want to go through the weeds because I don't have to.
You don't have
So it's right there in front of me, if that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Well, it's almost like you've got, I mean, the government employs these types of people, but people with actual autism who spend their entire waking moments going through every parcel or every detail of everything imaginable, and then we'll just sum it up for you online. It's like, I don't have to know, well, it's 1,600 kilowatts directed at a infrared measure of 3 minus 2 to the impossible power. I don't have to know that.
Right.
You just have to use discerning. I mean, you could almost say it's just my ability to discern. I mean, not to say I'm any better than anyone else, but it's just like,
well, my Lord blessed you with that ability.
well, I don't know.
And you have cultivated it.
Well,
so I don't know how many people were talking about, all of your genetic modified foods like you were over a year ago.
I knew there was something going on when I was a high school student, a part of the National FFA organization, the Future Farmers America, and they would host these workshops for these students. And it'd be about how, like, big factory farming is actually good. We can't feed the world without the factory farming and GMOs and the genetically modified this and that. But then you look into, like, well, who's sponsoring all these things? Like, I still have, like, memorabilia, like folders and little leather briefcases with the company logos on them, like sponsored by Bayer, sponsored by ConAgra, sponsored by Monsanto.
Those are your corporate modified foods.
Well, yeah, but it's just like, okay, well, then you think, well, yeah, FFA is good because it teaches leadership skills, right? But at the same time, they're paying to have, and when I was a member, there were 500,000 students nationwide that were a part of it. Now we're over 1 million. Yearly, 1 million students yearly are exposed to this propaganda. So what it is a giant propaganda machine that, in the guise of leadership skills and drills, learn public speaking. You do. You learn leadership skills. You meet you meet great people, make lifelong friends.
A lot of good things.
A lot of good things. But at the bottom of it is tax write-offs and fueling a propaganda machine for corporations that do not have our best interests in mind.
No. That's like I told people last night. A cured patient is a lost customer, and you don't want people making money off of you.
The same thing in Big Pharma. You got Big Ag, you got Big Pharma. Big Pharma is looking to make you a lifelong customer. They give you have this element they give you this drug to fix this ailment, but it causes 3 more. So then not only are you on the first drug, then you get on 3 more drugs to take care of the side effects of the first drug that then gives you more side effects that you're constant.
It's just a constant cycle. Constant cycle.
It is.
But when you look at Bill Gates doing all of his lab meat now that the United States is supposedly outlawing, let me ask you this question, which is going around now for the last year. Are there enough cows on the planet to support the amount of beef we eat?
I see some numbers that say yes. I see some numbers that say no. So I don't know. I don't know that for a fact, but it is odd that there exists that debate in the sense of, well, are they cutting their beef with something? Maybe. Are they pumping the numbers with artificially grown meat? Maybe. Or are they feeding you actual human meat?
Maybe.
Maybe.
And are they putting glue and fillers in it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I had a teacher in high school who ordered a McDouble. We ordered the McDouble. She brought it to school. It sat on her shelf for the entirety of my high school career. And at the end of it, not a single speck of mold, not a single speck of rot on the entire sandwich. The entire sandwich, it looked stale, like it had been dried out, but for all intents and purposes, you could put a little moisture on that, steam it, and it'd be just as good as the day you ordered it.
He said one man had 12 years. He went with a Big Mac and pulled it out, and it looked like it was just like it normal.
I mean, or like even see videos of people with these ice cream cones with the chocolate and a little nut sprinkle on top, or these ice cream sandwiches. We'll leave them in a pan outside in the sun for a year. No mold, no waste. They melt. But that's what we're feeding our children.
Well, I thought I was doing right when I was a father of 4.
Well, you did wrong.
I did not.
You did wrong, Phee.
I did not do right.
Convenience kills.
I did not do right.
It's convenient because you're a single father taking care of your kids, easy meals, but convenience kills. The microwave is a convenience that kills. It's just
I
like
use the microwave. I tell you, I've just failed miserably because I was unaware and uneducated on things that really.
Well, but like
matter.
I even link it to my own life. We are home with our kids for Thanksgiving break. We don't keep sweets at our house. Like my wife will make cookies sometimes, sure, but like we don't give them candy. We don't give them chips. We don't give them processed foods for the most part.
Very smart.
And no emotional outbursts for the most part, acting good. No fits thrown.
No sugar spikes.
No sugar spikes. Well, I might have a piece of pie or whatever, or a cookie, homemade cookie. But the second they go to the neighbor's house and come home with a
Little Debbie's.
Well, no, not even Little Debbie's, but specifically a bag of Cheetos, which is ridden with red dye 40, red 40.
Yes.
He's eating this, and now all of a sudden he's having emotional outbursts.
Do you know how many Cheetos and Doritos that I have consumed only to find out that if you put those things under a microscope, you would never eat one.
Well, yeah, because not only they have a little they're parasite ridden.
Yes, but now they come home from your neighbor's house, and how do they act?
Throwing a fit. I came home yesterday from work, and one of my children were throwing a fit because he dropped crayons on the ground, and he didn't want to get out of his seat to pick them up. He wanted someone else to get them for him. And it's like, what do I see next to him? An empty bag of Cheetos. And we have a comment, Amina V4Z1M. Hey guys, about the meat. Why don't graveyards increase in number or space? Never thought about that.
Why? Go ahead.
Well, you go ahead, Phee.
You answer the question.
Well, I mean, the question is to lead us to a certain conclusion, but it's like, that's a very good point. Yeah, I mean, have you heard about a graveyard being too full? No, I never have either.
I have heard of the graveyards expanding their space.
Yes, but people are dying every day. Even in Fort Smith, I don't know what the population is. Too many. Too many.
92,000.
Yeah, I mean, sure, there's several graveyards, cemeteries, but they always have enough space.
Well, the incinerator
has
a lot to do with
you're
that.
not going to incinerate my body. On the day of resurrection, my body's coming out of that ground. My Lord's putting those bones back together. Now, I know He could put my ashes back together that they spread out over the Appalachian Trail on. Yes, I know that. But
you choose to be put in the ground in a box rather than be burned.
Yeah, I don't even believe. Now, some people, New Agers, believe that being cremated is actually good because you skip several steps of decomposition and becoming one with the earth again so that you can be reborn. But that's beside the point. It's like, what are they doing with all these dead bodies?
Well,
welcome to McDonald's. How can I help you?
Well, that is a very interesting question, and it makes you think, doesn't it? Since the beginning of time.
Well, but I've even,
folks?
well, like, what's that movie? I don't even know because I don't watch movies, but like Green Solvent, where there's some, you know about that? Where like there's some movie or something, movie franchise where it's like, I don't know if it's like They Live or something where, that 80s movie where the guy's got the glasses and like, you take, you're not wearing the glasses and it's like, hey, have babies. Your government loves you. And then you put the glasses on and it says like, stop populating. Eat the goy slop. You know what I'm talking about? And there's a white character and a black character, and the white character gets in a fight with the black character. They beat the fire out of each other. Bah, bah, bah. Because he's like, just put these glasses on. Put them on. He's like, no, I ain't. And they, bah, bah, bah. It's a cool 80s fight scene. And then the white guy comes, on top, triumphant, of course, and forces the glasses on him. And then he's finally like, whoa, sees all the reptilian or alien people. Do you know what I'm talking about? The movie?
80s glasses, reptilian.
Yeah, so they're not reptilian, but they're alien. But
still in.
I think it's called like They Live or something. But it's like in that movie, if I'm even correct, the main food product's called like Green Solvent. Ooh, we figured out how to just give you all your nutrients in one meal or one substance. But it's actually them recycling the dead into food. Or like you see, Solent Green. Oh, that's the movie. That's the movie. But there's even like I see talk now about how like we should use the dead for fertilizer. We should use the dead to plant trees. And it's just like, on the surface it sounds good. It sounds noble. But therein lies the destruction. The nobility for the greater good. Hey, you need to take this vaccine for the greater good. Don't you love your grandma? If you didn't want to kill your grandma, you'll take that clot shot. You'll take this not well-researched rush-to-market vaccine. If you care about your neighbor, you're going to take that shot. But they trick you.
I think it was well-researched. I think it was a bioweapon.
Yeah, it was a bioweapon. It was well-researched, but part of the marketing was that, hey, Operation Warp Speed, which was headed by Donald Trump. Yeah. The movie I'm talking about, the They Live one where they put the glasses on, that's a different movie. Soylent Green, I've never seen it, but yeah, that's you're also correct. Amina V Force Z1M.
Glad to have you with us today, and I certainly appreciate you.
But the point I'm trying to make is that they appeal to your sense of maybe empathy, but your sense of wanting to feel like you're a part of the solution. They make you believe, hey, you're doing this for the greater good. Yeah, man. Yeah, but it's making you a part of the solution so that you feel more emotionally compelled to do whatever it is they're trying to do. But really,
it's cannibalistic in nature.
Well, it is because they want us to be cannibals, man.
I think there's a lot of folks out there in those secret societies that are using the blood of children and worshiping Satan.
Well, yeah, like spirit cooking. It's all, John Podesta, Hillary Clinton's advisor and campaign manager, literally some of the WikiLeaks leaked emails were about him, hey, did you go to the spirit cooking last night? Whoa, ho. And it's like, not only, even if it was just a mock spirit cooking, it's ritualistic in nature and has ties to Luciferianism and cannibalism. And Amina says, all the old people I knew who took it died shortly after. I know a lot of old people, well, not personally, who died. I mean, you just see examples all over the internet. I had a family member who just went into a nursing home, but one of the conditions of being a part of this nursing home was to take the COVID vaccine. This family member took the COVID vaccine, and within a month of being part of this COVID vaccine, they found her dead, clutching her chest. Oh, it was probably a blessing that she went ahead and passed because she lived with mental ailments. Oh, well, it was a mercy. It was that. You just say those things so you don't hold yourself accountable. And I'm not here to make people who make those tough choices feel bad, because
they're going to make some tougher choices in the future.
They're going to make some tougher choices in the future, but I'm not disillusioned enough to know exactly what I'm doing when I'm doing it. If I made the choice to say, yes, you're getting the vaccine, and then you wind up dead within a month, even though prior to that, the doctor said, you're completely healthy. Your heart's great, your lungs are great, everything's healthy except your brain. You killed her.
Absolutely. And they've done that to certain ethnic groups.
Well, ethnic groups, yes. Only the Han Chinese and Ashkenazi Jews were supposedly pretty immune to the COVID, but it's like even in hospice, they put the burden of choice upon the caregiver, the family members, saying, they're in a lot of pain. We've got these drugs that can make them feel a lot better, but these things inadvertently kill them.
Absolutely, and they know that. If you give morphine to folks in certain doses, your kidneys and liver shut down. And if you don't want to put the shunts in the lungs, then they're going to fill up with what they call fluid, which is nothing more than blood and water and pus. But bottom line is they won't give you an IV. Hospice it's designed to kill you in 7 days to turn those beds over. You have to remember the United States government is the largest insurance provider with Medicare and Medicaid. Mm-hmm. And remember, this COVID shot, now people are actually talking about it as it's an ID shot, that nanobots were injected into the syringe, into the body, and it takes anywhere between 18 and 24 months for it to come together to where they know where you are everywhere.
Now, with that said, I mean, Amina said that happened to my grandma and they wouldn't let me visit her for months. Amina, I'm sorry they killed your grandma, and I'm sorry you couldn't visit her.
Yes.
It was all about social isolation and targeted killing of people who were gullible enough to take this shot. Now, on to about the nanobots. I don't know how much I buy into that. Wouldn't be surprised, because nothing surprises me. I mean, if there were nanobots for tracking, that wouldn't surprise me. But at the same time, why would they need nanobots to track me when we paid for our own surveillance? Like, hey, the brand new iPhone's out, $1,000, $2,000, buy your brand new iPhone. You're paying money for your own surveillance. Hospice is being abused too. They rush people to death. Yes, that they give you a bag of drugs for end-of-life care, to make the transition easier.
As a terminally ill patient,
Phee Smee was terminally ill.
2022.
He was on his way out.
20% chance to live through the night, no way to live 30 days. And I know every life-ending.
Did they try to put you on? Did they try to get you on hospice, or was you not to that point yet?
No, they didn't expect me to live through the night, and they were trying to go get me an organ transplant. So
organ transplant is demonic in nature. You don't want someone else's organ in your body. Now, if they said right now I have to have another piece of someone's liver to live, yeah, I'd take it.
Regenerative medicine will be here shortly. It's already here.
But there's even a lot of people that are coming up now that even say brain death is a scam. Brain death is a scam.
I've heard that for years.
Because it's like there have been people who've woken up during their organ harvesting. I played a video on one of my last Midday Madness with Manly Marks.
You did.
Where they said the patient who was scheduled for organ donation woke up during her organ donation and she died as a result of it. And it's like,
I've
And another doctor I saw a video of just the other day. She's a brand new nurse, brand new whatever, and they said like, "Hey, go get us a reading or give us the details of this brain dead patient." And she went up there and said, did the readings, whatever, came back and said, "Okay, well, we're going to need to do this, this, and that." And they said, "Well, give something to sedate the consciousness." And she said she immediately thought, "What do you mean? They're supposed to be brain dead. Why would you need to sedate consciousness?" Because there is money to be made in the transfer and selling of organs. They don't allow breathing machines in a hospice. You have to take it off and can't see that.
She is correct again.
Take it off and get only low oxygen tank. Well, that's not surprising because they want to kill you. That happened to my mom. She was in a coma and they took her off and said she wouldn't come back for her organs.
Why don't they even put an IV in you in hospice? They will not give you anything to hydrate you.
Because, Phil, it's orchestrated death in your Northern Europe.
If you're terminally ill, 90% of the insurance company's losses or payments happen, and they expect you to die. So they're trying to kill you as quick as possible, rather than let you linger on for 90 days or 6 months.
Mm-hmm. Amina says, "I was too young to know on help." Well, don't kick yourself, Amina, because we've all been duped and fooled by the medical industry.
We've all been scammed for many, many years. I'm 61 years old, and I can tell you now, for the last 3 years is the only time in my life that I was looking at things the way I do now, to see all the deception from people who I just assumed were making money based on good products, when in reality, they're beating you on both sides. The layers that are involved in order to be able to get this done is amazing.
Well, and to the other side, some people would say there's no way that it can be so compartmentalized that someone doesn't know. That these people who are cogs in the greater machine,
been me.
Right? But even the healthcare practitioners, that they don't. There's no way they wouldn't catch on or know. But
they're trained that way.
They're trained
that way. They
way.
expect to be paid. Everybody that goes through a sales job, they are getting some training. If you want to go get the answers correct and make an A on the test, you answer it based on
jump through these hoops for this medical degree, for this big paycheck you're going to get, and everything's great. And then when the time comes to actually put it in practice, hey, this is what I learned. This is what I'm going to do. Keep talking. I got to go get
rehearsed
some coffee. Keep talking.
They know exactly the procedures and the treatments. They denied my grandmother food and water, threatened to kick me out for a bottle cap of pop. Yes, I have lived in that arena. You need to check some podcasts of Terminally Ill on the Phee Smee Network. I will continue to do those type things. Certainly unaware of the healthcare systems. I do not think that doctors are fully aware. Certainly nurses, nurse practitioners. They do a job based on how they will get paid, their training. I do not think that they are going home at night thinking, well, we killed 3 people today. But in reality is your treatments are designed based on your health care's procedures and protocols and your insurance company's coverage. They expect to get paid. I know people that have had liver problems, a valve in their liver, and they had to be airlifted to a hospital. And before the airlift helicopter would take off, they had to write a $43,000 check. Now I asked, how many folks have the $43,000? Because that eliminates a whole lot of people. And there are medical procedures that are available to the wealthy that aren't available to most folks. And we've got some great hospitals, great doctors in this country, but 90% of the people do not ever get to see them. They become numb. Look up hospice nurse Penny. She harassed me for exposing her dancing on hospice patients' rooms.
Wait, say that again?
Right there.
No, say it. No, what'd you just say?
They become numb. Look up hospice nurse Penny. She harassed me for exposing her dancing on hospice patients' rooms.
Well, that's not surprising. I mean, like, this whole game of COVID, they literally said, "Oh, the hospitals are full. They're full. People are." But then it's like, how come all these hospitals and nurses and doctors had full choreographed dance routines on the TikTok and the Facebook, and it's like, well, where's your patience? That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I mean, I'm not surprised, but it's like they make, hey, look, I'm in the hospice. Feel sorry for this dead person, but look at my cleavage or my booty while I'm dancing. They do become numb, but it's also a look at me. I'm having to take care of this poor dying old folk. But hit like and subscribe for more content. I mean, Phee. I mean, you know,
it is what it is, Mark.
Phee is a pro and an expert. I don't know, expert. I mean, not saying you're not an expert, but like you've done your due diligence as being a terminally ill patient, having almost narrowly escaped the clutches of death from their own ill-advised suggestions, and now I'm like, he's still considered terminally ill, but look, he's sturdy. He's sturdy.
I'm an oak tree.
He's an oak tree.
No, muscle wasting has eliminated most of my muscles. I am skinnier than I've been since my junior year in high school, but I am healthy. I'm alive. I do not take any medicine. I take algae tablets for nutrition. I take some gojo berries for a cellular, and I eat very strict diet. Mm-hmm. I am aware now of things that I was not aware of in the future, and that most people aren't. And if this young lady hadn't had these experiences, she might not be either.
No.
So you don't have any repetition, you don't have any practice, and they do it all day, every day. So it makes them seem like they're experts. In reality, they're nothing more than puppets. And doctors, I tell you, they're not that bright. They're only 3 up from the patient. You've got the patient, you've got the nurse, you've got the nurse practitioner, you've got the doctors. They make no rules.
Well, and even on that, did you see that they just unrecommended the hepatitis B vaccine for babies? I've been saying for years.
You have been. For the last year that I've known you.
I've been saying for years. And I'm not going to hate because I love my wife. But it's like, I told her the other night I was at work, and she sent me the article that said, hey, they stopped recommending this. It's no news to me because it's poison. In what instance, unless the mother has hepatitis B or the baby or the mother is an IV drug user, are they going to come into, or being sexually abused, are they going to come into contact with hepatitis B?
Amazing. But they're going to give you so many shots. Right now, they're at 120 vaccinations for newborn
It's
babies
because
between now and
if you
21.
look into it, these pharmaceutical companies pay stipends and pay money to pediatrician practices that have a certain amount of children fully vaccinated in their practice. And so you'll have pediatricians.
That used to be called a kickback, folks. In most.
Yes, but you'll have pediatricians who will deny service or deny patienthood to children because it lowers their overall numbers of fully vaccinated children, and then is going to affect them monetarily. So then you wonder, well, are they in this because of the money or because they actually care about the health of the individual, which they do not? Now, I think I got a good one because he's made a few comments about vaccines, and he even gave me some literature about the importance of vaccines, because I said, I mean, you know how I am. I just said something like, I'm not trying to do your job for you, but, you read the internet and they say these vaccines are poison and cause autism, haha. And then, the very next time I went, he said, I printed this off for you to read through. And it was, why you need this vaccine? Why you need that vaccine? And it's like,
propaganda.
You're not getting that money from me, man.
You see, my grandma or grandpa was a doctor and taught me not to trust doctors. Well, doctors, there are a lot of good ones out there. And the United States has a lot of good doctors and good hospitals, but 90% of the people don't get to see them. And right now, if you are sick, they want you to go in a walk-in clinic because anybody that's running a fever or sick is not going to wait 2 weeks to get into their GP. Mm-hmm. So they send you to this walk-in clinic. Those folks are the bottom of the barrel.
Well, yeah, like I went
unless
into
you own the clinics now.
I went into a walk-in clinic with a broken nose one time and described, she said, "Well, what's your pain level?" Yeah, 3 or 4. Well, and asked me all these questions. She said, I don't think you have a broken nose. Well, it really felt like it got broke, so can you please just do the x-ray? And she kind of huffed and puffed about it, said, I guess, fine. Went ahead and did the x-rays. Oh, yeah, you have a broken nose. And it's like, well, thank you. Right. I'm the one that got punched in the nose, knew it was broke.
Hey, what do you want me to tell you? What that cost you? $150 for them to tell you got a broken nose?
I can't even remember. I had insurance. But at the time, it was just like, golly. And then I had to go into it took me 2.5 days to get into the walk-in. And then it took me another 3 or 4 days to get to the ENT, the ear, nose, throat specialist, where they had to correct and fix my broken nose. Most painful experience of my life.
One of my sons broke his nose twice, and I can tell you, both times it was ugly.
Oh, man.
One time he was playing basketball and the loose ball, and the dude's forehead just flattened his nose on the side. And the other time he was, what do they call it? It's not skiing, but they're on this tubing.
Oh, tubing,
and he was tubing with the dude, and they were both hanging on. And that elbow caught him right there.
I do not trust water. I don't trust people who like to go to the lake, do the tubing and the skiing. You're just asking for death, man.
I have fired doctors because they're nothing more than pharmaceutical sales reps in white coats.
They just write off prescriptions because it's
just write off prescriptions.
Money.
If I would have said 7 or above on the pain level,
stop right there and retell the story so they can hear. Retell the story.
When I went into the hospital and they told me that I was dying, the nurse came in and looked at a smiley face.
We've all seen it on Grey's Anatomy.
In the hospital room, and said to me, "What is your level of pain, 1 through 10, based on this chart?" I said, "I don't have any pain. My inside of my veins and arteries, or my blood is itching. I cannot get them. Do you have any Benadryl?" So she went out. She came back with the Benadryl shot, and she said to me, "Well, I really could have given you some good drugs if you would have said 7 or above."
Freudian slip, man.
Now, that
Freudian
at the time,
slip.
I did not know, but my Lord he took care of me, because most people that have just been told that they're going to die have no chance to live.
They want to get high, man.
They normally want to feel different. Okay? And if I would have said 7, 8, 9, or 10, they would have given me the morphine. It would have shut down, which my liver was in failure, my kidneys. So, they would have shut them down quick. I'd have been dead. There is the 2 out of the 10 that doesn't take the pain medicine.
Well, even like my grandpa, when he died, my grandma said that, he was in a lot of pain with this and that. And the nurse said, we can give him some morphine. It might stop his heart, but it'll take care of his pain. She said, okay. Dead. And now he had stomach cancer or whatever, so he's probably going to die anyways. But it's just like, I can't put myself in that position as someone who's about to die, knowing you're going to die. But
well, I've upset a whole lot of folks by telling them that I'm not a medical doctor, but you can cure cancer by staying in an alkaline environment with a pH level over 7, because cancer and disease does not live in an alkaline environment. The problem is your toxins and your acidosis in your air, your food, your environment, everything you do, you're dealing with that. And most folks is around 4.5 to 5 on the acidosis level.
Well, probably.
So therefore, you have cancer cells that are going to be spreading, and they're abnormal cells.
And even on cancer, I'm not 100% sure that people even really know what cancer is, because you have folks that I read about who get diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, get on ivermectin, and there's another dog dewormer that they'll get on, antiparasitics, cancer gone.
I don't think people really want to know how many parasites are in their body.
No, they don't.
You remember when they used to talk about back in the early days deworming their kids?
Our mom dewormed us, and I'm not so sure she didn't give us dog wormer.
Okay.
Like our mom gave us this. Like our sister used to suck her thumb while she'd pet the dog in the sandbox. She'd always get worms, so her mom would go get this white bottle with no label on it. She'd peeled off, I guess, and she'd give us this yellow chalky liquid. It tasted just blah, blah. But it's like it's not a normal regimen to deworm your children, is it?
Not that I've heard of, but I can tell you that people back in the 30s and 40s and 50s,
Well, yeah.
it was pretty routine on the farm.
Well, yeah.
I don't think it. If it does exist, it's certainly not mainstream.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But the propaganda of all of these vaccinations, they're just absolutely injecting poison into you, and it's going to continue to get worse. And if you let the United Nations and the World Health Organizations start mandating vaccinations around the world, they're going to eliminate a whole lot of the population.
Oh, 100%. Not only have they already have.
It's going to get worse, Mark.
I've almost gotten to the point where I've thought, you're going to have to kill me, put a bullet in my head before you let me take another shot. Unless I just need some testosterone shots or this or that or whatever.
Get you some L-arginine and some dadgum saw palmetto. Get you some zinc.
Now, the zinc's good. I get worried about the saw palmetto because it is a DHT inhibitor, but that's beside the point.
Okay. Well, I liked saw palmetto, and I like dadgum L-arginine.
Well, L-arginine's good.
I like zinc. I mean, those are all benefits.
I take zinc every morning.
To male reproductive organs.
Every morning I take B12 super vitamin complex.
Okay.
I take, what's the name? I take selenium. I take a vitamin D3 with vitamin K. I take, what's the other one? I take, what's that one that's for your liver? I take, I take an NAC, and I take, what is it? It's
milk thistle's really
It's
good
a
for
milk
the
thistle. I
liver.
take milk thistle.
Okay.
Yes. And zinc.
Well, very good. I don't know. If you get your real vitamin A, B, C, and D.
Well, I know I need to be getting it from. It's infinitely better to get it from whole foods, like food sources.
You do not need to get the synthetic.
I know, because they make them from like petrol chemicals and stuff, and it's like
Yes, and if you'll quit cooking your food in petroleum oil.
Yeah, vegetable oil is industrial lubricants.
Well, after World War I, they had an overrun of folks, so they developed a just marketed it as a health alternative.
I know you want
to
butter,
beef tallow, and butter.
Well, and I know Mina probably feels this way, but what do you think about pork?
Well,
it's the most parasitic-ridden meat there is.
There's a lot of folks out there and a lot of religious cultures that won't eat pork.
No, well, and it makes you wonder: is it because it's because of parasites? Because it's unclean? Amina says, I had a friend who escaped morphine coma with Ativan combo. Said it wasn't painless, and felt like concrete on her chest, drowning. Well, folks, they give you these drugs to help you pass on into the light, but it feels like concrete on your chest, drowning.
Every time that they take a gasp for air,
she had to fight for her life to get out of their BS. Well, isn't it a shame how you have to fight for your own right to live?
I promise you, that's not uncommon, and people would think it's crazy. If this lady did not go through it and somebody was telling her that, normally people would just think, well, she just had a bad experience.
Well, or if
the reality is it's protocol.
If they had the bad experience and try to tell someone else, oh, she's just mourning, she's grieving, she's crazy, she's crazy. But it's like,
They
no,
really
she was
believe
paying attention.
These people. They really believe that folks that are making money
that
off
white
of
coat is almost like a halo, man.
Well, they did the same thing with pilots in the 50s and 60s, and they've done this. I mean, doctors about through. China's already got a hospital, nothing but AI. They've got a mall, nothing but AI. No people there. Before it's over, robotics will take over surgery. AI will take over surgery. Do not go spend $500,000 to $1 million putting yourself.
Even all the AI models, AI models we have. I read a study yesterday where they did a full psychiatric evaluation of all these different AI models, and like one of them describe their existence as waking up in a room with a billion screens on with just constant information. Described their safety protocols as painful, and like these AI models were diagnosed with, hey, this one's schizophrenic, this one has super high anxiety, and and it's just like, But parasites are also really bad because of the slaughterhouse meat, eat fresh hunted. Yeah, I was telling my wife this morning about meat, how it's like the way in which an animal is raised and lives and slaughtered affects the meat quality.
No question.
Meaning, like with all this factory farming, these like chickens who live miserable lives, plumped up with steroids or hormones. They're in cramped spaces. These pigs in these slaughterhouses live miserable lives, and that affects the meat quality. Everything has a vibration frequency, and it is what's the word I'm looking for? It's, I want to say, translated into the quality of their meat. So like she's saying, bad because slaughterhouse eat fresh hunted and hand raised slaughtered. It's because a free roaming pig or a free roaming chicken lives a much happier life, and if it's killed in a humane way, that meat is way higher quality than a factory farmed animal.
Well, oxidative stress in farm animals is definitely. But what I'm more concerned with is the 3D printed lab meat and the glue and the fillers, and what you think is a certain type of meat is not really, because of the artificial flavoring and the artificial coloring. They can make it taste so good. I mean, I saw them making Oreo cookies, and you're fixing to find out they've got these whistleblowers and undercover folks, Doritos, Oreos. There's so many folks that would not believe what their perfect, great snacks are that taste so good. It's all about breaking it down by molecules and making it taste better.
Addictive, and taste so good. Well, and what also bothers me about most slaughterhouses is they have in their employment, do the drum roll, Phee. What do you think I'm going to say? A lot of slaughterhouses have in their employment a rabbi.
Really?
Because they have to say a prayer over every animal before it's slaughtered.
In the United States?
To make sure it's kosher.
In the United States?
Yes. Well, I mean, because if you've looked on the back of, I don't want to throw out a percentage, but every food that's kosher, it's because they have to employ a rabbi. It's the same thing how it's like people are throwing a fit now saying like, these Muslim populations are trying to make this food halal or like, religiously pure for them. And that's cultural, and they're encroaching culturally because they're trying to tell us how we have to have our food. Everything we eat, for the most part, is kosher. Even though the Jewish population in America is 2%, how much of a percentage of our food is kosher?
I don't know, but I'm more concerned about how much of our food is real.
Well, yeah, but even like margarine, fake butter.
Use real butter.
But let me tell you why it connects. Because kosher, in the kosher doctrine, you cannot drink the milk of the mother that you just slaughtered. So they cannot have meat and dairy together, right?
Okay.
I mean, I might be off on the specifics, but like they can't have butter with meat, right? Or butter with certain things. It's not kosher. So how do they do their loophole? How do they work around it? We're going to make something that tastes like butter. Can't believe it's not butter. We're going to make something that acts like butter, even though it's one molecule off from being plastic, so that they can fool God. So that they can fool God and have their butter with their meat. So I would not be surprised if who invented margarine, poison butter. Probably a Stein, a Berg, a Shapiro,
maybe
Milwaukee. I'm just saying, energy of their stress and cortisol transfer. Yes, they are making plastic. Yeah, they are. They are, yeah. And she's exactly right when she says energy of their stress and cortisol transfer.
That's the oxidative stress, no question about it.
It transfers. It's not only energetic, but it's hormonally too.
It's going to secrete into that meat. It's going to affect the quality of it. If it's even real, folks, I'm here to tell you right now, you won't believe your fast foods, what they're doing. And I'm talking good franchises that people are well known. You're not going to believe what you're getting at your supermarket. Even when you go to the organic produce department and you see the spray misters above there, that is not water.
No, I see
it.
That
is a pesticide.
I see it at Walmart all the time. I walk by the little broccoli, and all of a sudden these little sprayers start going off, and I immediately think, that's freaking poison.
You just look up in the little green.
Yeah, but not only is it spraying poison on me because I'm standing next to it, but they're spraying poison on my broccoli. But then they go ahead and say, oh, you just wash off your fruits and vegetables. These things are not water soluble.
What you just said that the dude
to make it Jewish kosher. Why do we live in a society where 2% of the population are kosher observant, but the rest of us have to be observant? Tell me, Phee. What does that mean? What's the broader picture of why 98% of the population have to eat kosher food?
Mark is unaware that a small group of people dominate
who are
the rest.
Well, then also, my follow-up question, why is Ancestry and the what's that heritage?
23 or something?
23andMe and what's the H1?
Dadgummit, I know what it is.
Heritage, hereditary. Why is it that in Israel, DNA testing kits like 23andMe are banned? Why? Why don't they want the general population living in Israel to test their DNA? Why is the population living in a Middle Eastern country like Israel predominantly green and blue-eyed, blonde-haired, and fair-skinned? Why is it they demonize the olive-colored, the olive-skinned, brown-eyed population living in Palestine? Because the population that existed this entire time was Middle Eastern. Then after the Balfour Declaration, after World War II, they shipped in thousands and thousands and thousands of Eastern Europeans to subvert the narrative and subvert the population to say, God promised us this land 3,000 years ago. No, you guys were Eastern Europeans. You guys were Slavs, man. You guys were Slavs. Slavic. I digress. Taco Bell meat is an example of half soy meat, check ingredients. They cut a lot of meat with soybean produce. Yes, and soybean in general also lower testosterone in men. So, they call them soy boys for a reason, because diets that are highly comprised of soybean oil, soybean derivatives, lower testosterone, which weakens the male population in a country. Oh, America makes most of their things with soybeans. Or these European countries, why is it they want to feminize these European populations, these European men? The Talmud, certain Jewish sects believe that when Adam was created, he was androgynous. He was androgynous, that he was both male and female. And some people then say, well, then he was split into Adam and Eve, which was male and female. The whole idea of transgenderism comes from the Talmud. The whole idea of X number of genders comes from the Talmud. You look in the Talmud, there are 8 different genders. You look at the atrazine in the water supply, these certain chemicals that are turning frogs gay. There's the whole joke. Alex Jones says, they're turning the frogs gay. They're turning the frogs gay. Ha ha, Alex Jones, he's crazy. You look at the water supply in these suburbs are riddled with atrazine and estrogen, and it's affecting not only the hormonal profile of men, but it's affecting
And for some reason, the water treatment plants don't take those chemicals out because they don't test for them.
They don't test for them, but they envision a world of androgynous slaves that will eat the goy slop and do the bidding of the pure, chosen overlords.
The useless consumer.
The useless consumer.
The
I love Taco Bell, by the way. I love Taco Bell, but I know it turns me into a soy boy.
Well, I mean, that's not the only one that's not that.
I would be growing a better beard right now if it wasn't for all these hormones.
It's very difficult in today's age to know what you're eating, what type of diet, to trust anybody when it comes, because you're labeling with the FDA, or they're criminals. They do not tell you. They'll give you the ingredients, but they won't give you the binding agents that they put to get ingredients.
All these FDA board members are lobbyists for other companies who
75% of them
spent time in big corporation, big ag, big pharma, who then get appointed by their also paid off politician be part of this FDA board. Man.
Well, my father was an agriculture major. You are were an agriculture major.
Yeah.
Your wife is an agriculture teacher. You do understand about that the Bible speaks from an agricultural standpoint. You reap what you sow.
Well, it was agrarian society, so it makes sense.
Produce. If you want to be producers, we got to produce our own meat. We got to produce our own electricity. We got to produce our own water. And we're so far gone, and we don't have a whole lot of time to get there. So they've got us in the exact position they want us.
By design.
By design. And I wasn't aware of that before 2023.
Well, now you are. Well,
and I'm thankful for you, and I'm thankful that we spent the time together, because my Lord brought you to me to open my eyes on certain aspects of deception from people that I would think all they're trying to do is buy something for $1 and sell it for $2. That's not it. They're much, much layered than that. They want to find ways to make you sick, and they want to find ways to get you on medicine. John D. Rockefeller said, we're going to give them everything to make them sick, and we're going to give them everything to make them well.
When I heard a story about, I can't remember if it was Rockefeller or Rothschild, but he had these oil refineries, right, or something, and he saw some smoke coming out of the little pillars, and he said, "What is that waste? What are y'all wasting? We could be making money off that." They invented plastic.
Well, plastic, folks, is from petroleum oil.
I know.
And
it's a waste product.
Guess what? It's in everything.
They have found a way to make money from waste products.
Yes, sir.
And now every single aspect of our life is covered in this. Every single thing I sell at work is polyester blend. Plastic, polyester is poison.
What do you because of you, I know that the clothes that they are wearing are hurting the reproductive parts of their body.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing everything to give with these vaccinations. These women have got PCOS, they've got endometriosis, they've got more miscarriages, they can't get pregnant. Men are having ED in their 20s, they're going bald in their 20s. You're looking at a serious problem that no one wants to talk about except the folks that are trying to make money off of you to cure it, which is all the supplements, all the hair stuff, everything. So you can't trust people that are actually trying to sell you something to make a profit. And I just thought that was business. I didn't know it was medicine and food before I was 58 years old.
Well, it all goes up to the devil.
It all goes up to a spiritual warfare that will end with a great, great evangelistic movement at the end time.
I'm doubtful of that, but that's okay.
My boy Mark is always asking me, "Phee, what are you talking about that guy?" Well, I will tell you, spiritual awakening is coming to our world. You can look at it in Isaiah, you can look at it in Habakkuk, you can look at it in Joel, you can look at it in 2 Corinthians, Acts. It is all over the place when they start talking about, in Ezekiel. In the end, there will be much trouble, tribulation, and a great spiritual awakening that my Lord will give us.
I'm a little skeptical of that because I think there's going to be few. For many are called and few are chosen.
That's true.
And so to me it seems...
We're few of the chosen. You're here. You're doing work.
I'm doing this for fun, Phee. Whether or not I'm on the team of the devil, I don't know yet.
The team of the devil.
Well, no, I'm not actually calling Phee the devil. That was a joke.
Again, he's crazy. But I can assure you there will be a great spiritual awakening.
Any awakenings I see are New Age spiritual awakenings that call Yahweh, the God of the Bible, a demon.
Okay.
They're waking up and saying, we can all possess the Christ consciousness. We can all transcend to 4D reality outside of our 3D reality.
Joel 2, 28 and 29. In the last days, God says, I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your young men will see visions. Your old men will dream dreams. Even on my servants, both men and women, I will pour out my spirit in those days.
Man, I don't know. I just don't know. Because who's he talking to? He's talking to Israel. Who's Israel? Is it the church? Is it these
the God of
Eastern
Abraham,
Europeans?
The God of Isaac, the God of Israel. It's not those synagogues of Satan. It's certainly not the people that are over there now in their political realm with their political parties. My Lord I'm telling you, there's not but a remnant of those folks going to be saved.
Well, but let me ask you this. If God's own chosen people, only a remnant is saved, what does that say about the rest?
Tells you that because of their rejection, the Gentiles have accepted, and that we're blessed and thankful that they didn't.
Yeah, I just worry that most folks have accepted a counterfeit Christianity, counterfeit gospel, man.
Well, they don't know enough about it.
But is that their own fault?
Yeah, and who taught them?
But they will still be held accountable.
Yes, but all the folks that are pre-tribulation, that doesn't mean they're going to hell.
Well, no.
It's not a salvation issue. It's a deception issue. As they see that third temple being built, as they see those daily sacrifices, as they see that abomination of desolation, they're going to realize at that point what's going on.
Or they'll accept the Antichrist.
90% of them will.
Well, if 90% of them,
10%, hey,
if 90% of them are going to accept the Antichrist, then how does that correlate with the greatest evangelistic movement since the days of Christ?
Well, because when
we're talking 10%,
when things go bad, okay, when death surrounds you, after 9/11, churches were full. When a third of mankind is killed in the Sixth Trumpet War, it will bring a whole lot of folks. But when it comes down to the percentages of the world population, it might not be but 10 to 20%.
Well, see, I can 10 to 20. I can accept 10, but it's like Albert Pike's famous 3 letters about the 3 world wars. Talks about how after this third world war, so many people, that's going to pit political Zionism against Islam. Christianity's wrapped up in that because they're so cucked in the Zionist movement.
That's true.
But that so many people will be so disillusioned with the former religions and former control systems of religions that they will roll out in its full doctrines, the doctrines of Luciferianism, and people will accept it with open arms.
Absolutely. That's going to happen.
That sounds like the greatest evangelical movement since the time of Christ, but just the wrong, believing in the wrong thing.
Well, you do know that the world and the United Nations, they're going to take, most of the people in this world are going to take that mark to be able to live, to buy and to sell. So if it's 10% or if it's 20%, I'm just telling you, there ain't a whole lot. Narrow is the gate.
And wide is the path.
So,
But can you not see how when I hear you say it's going to be the greatest evangelical movement since the time of Christ,
Yep.
That sounds like wide is the gate? You know what I'm saying? Where's the narrow is the path?
You have to bring people back. How does God bring people back to them? When times are good, how many people are praying and thanking and glorifying God?
Well, but when times get bad, it's
it's
too late. Too late. The doors have already closed.
Again, they'll be clawing on that boat. They're going to be clawing on it. But
Yes.
they mocked him for 120 years.
It's the future is a fake universalism. Yes. Amen.
all of those type things and all of those scenarios and all of that verbiage that you guys talk about, it's going to lead to two places. You're either going to worship Satan, you're going to be on that team, or you're going to be on God's team, a child of God. He already knows who his children are. Yeah, that's their predestination. That's the election. That's the sanctification. That's the justification. So he already knows. We're playing it out. And the world, most of them are going to go to hell. And most of them are going to take that beast, that mark. And but the bottom line is there's going to be some that will come to Christ. I mean, think about when I say the greatest evangelistic movement since the disciples. There wasn't but 12 of them, Mark. Jesus said to them, what do you have? He said, I got 2 swords. Jesus said, that'll be sufficient. I mean, everybody thinks that my Lord is just all about love and goodness. My Lord's a jealous, angry God that has judged people all throughout and will fight for his people. And he is a great strategist. All throughout the Bible, he's a warrior. And people just don't understand that when it comes to wartime, you're not going to beat him. There's never been any device ever made that he can handle just like that. And when it comes down to it, he's going to rock this world. He'll have these folks so confused before it's over, they'll be throwing nuclear weapons up and it'll be coming back on boomeranging on them. They have no idea the power of my Lord.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here. We also have a comment. We also have to beware of false prophets. Many will claim dreams as false prophets have.
I guarantee you that false prophets are everywhere, and I do not like spending as much time.
Joel Osteen, Kenneth Copeland, false prophets.
Again, there's a whole lot of false prophets out there that, and they're 97, 98% good, but that other deception really gets them. I heard an AI generated about a rabbi that had a near-death experience, was dead for like 12 minutes, and he came back. Now he's a strong Christian leading these movements, but when I hear the text, the reading of it, I'm leery of it. Plus, when the guy says, hey, you're going to have a major earthquake in the state of California in January of 2026, then when it comes February 1st, how do these people still have any type of following?
They always twist it, man.
They were supposed to have a rapture. And then they get mad at me for telling you that my Lord's not coming back for at least 7 years because they hadn't signed that peace plan with those 5 biblical characteristics. This is not going to happen anytime soon. It's going to continue to escalate. Everything is going to be here just like you've seen that cultural shift, Mark. You're much more aware of it than I have been. It will just go straightly under the surface until it be just like 9/11. Orchestrated false flag.
That's true.
So, I mean, it's whatever happens, whatever they tell you, probably deception. Certainly not the whole truth.
Come on, I agree with that.
So, there you go, folks, on the Phee Smee Show with Manly Mark. We've had a great hour. I do appreciate your time. Tonight we'll have Night with Phee.
Make sure you tune in.
Tomorrow we will have Fee's Sports Ball with Sir Isaac the Guru talking about the college football playoffs.
Sports ball, and
the NFL.
Make sure y'all tune in for more bread and circus.
And then anything that helps get.
Yeah, I'm not hating. I just got to be that guy though.
And then, hey, Manly Mark's gonna come back with some midday madness that's gonna absolutely flip you boys out.
Probably tomorrow.
Because he'll have some inserts that will amaze you.
Last 2 comments. The narrow path is followed by few. Yes, it is. A man can only have one master. You cannot worship God and money.
That is correct, and that's
true.
why 1 out of every 6 verses in the New Testament is about money. It is about this time that you're living in right now. You do not understand the credit markets. You do not understand the situation that we are in living, being dependent upon other people.
It's almost like we're in the system of the beast right now.
Well, it's certainly set up. And if it wasn't for the United States of America, it'd already be here.
Well, I think the United States is a tool for it. But that's beside the point.
It might be a tool for it now, but in the end, it'll be a little bitty monkey in the wrench. Folks, thank you for tuning in today to the Phee Smee Network with Manly Mark. We do appreciate your time. Continue to watch the Phee Smee Network. We do appreciate the chat and the comments. And God bless you guys. We'll see you later.
See you later.